Do you need an LLC for my Airbnb business? Opening your doors to strangers could also open the doors to personal liability. That's why starting a limited liability company, LLC, for your Airbnb might be a wise choice. Not to say that your tenants will be swinging off of your chandelier, but accidents happen. You can, however, protect yourself against any legal action or financial penalties your Airbnb might experience. Plus, starting an LLC for your Airbnb business gives you tax options that can help you keep more of the cash you've earned. Below is everything you need to know about how forming an LLC for your Airbnb can do just that. Should I start an Airbnb LLC? In a word, yes, starting an LLC for your Airbnb can shield your personal assets and afford you some tax benefits. But you'll probably need to get comfortable with two other words: it depends. Even though the information below is generally applicable, you should consult a legal or real estate expert to help you navigate the laws specific to where you want to operate your Airbnb. There are more case-specific details to consider, but we're not here to overwhelm you with technicalities. We're here to clarify your options when it comes to creating an LLC for your Airbnb. Airbnb LLC benefits. Liability protection. The major benefit of setting up your Airbnb property under an LLC is that you will have that added layer of liability coverage in the event that your business faces any legal actions or potential debt. A limited liability company, LLC, is a type of business entity that shields owners' personal assets from debts or lawsuits their business might incur. We live in a very litigious culture. People are quick to sue. It stands to reason that your clients who live, eat, and sleep on a property owned by your business might sustain bodily harm or property damage and want to hold you liable. Forming an LLC can insulate your personal assets. Tax flexibility. LLCs give you some leeway in how you file your taxes, but it's important to note that if you intend on running an Airbnb without forming an LLC or some other business entity, the IRS will recognize your business as a sole proprietorship. This means your business profits pass through to you, and you report those profits as personal income. That income will likely also have a 15.3% self-employment tax tacked onto it along with state taxes where applicable. This is where forming an LLC works to your advantage. Once you form an LLC for your Airbnb, you can obtain S Corporation, S Corp status with the IRS. Assuming your Airbnb business makes enough money to justify this approach, electing to be taxed as an S corporation will require you to pay yourself a reasonable salary for the services you provide to your business. By paying yourself a reasonable salary, you can mitigate that self-employment tax by splitting your income between W-2 wages, your salary, and distributions, dividends. Only the W-2 wages are subject to self-employment taxes, so you effectively reduce your tax burden. So, would creating an LLC for your Airbnb be a good idea? Yes, absolutely. Starting an LLC can protect your personal assets in the long run, but it will cost a bit of investment in the short term. In most U.S. cities, you'll never need to worry about excessive red tape. All you'll need to do is form an LLC and deal with the upfront costs particular to your business's location. Keep in mind, though, that this is not an exhaustive list. There are more nuanced matters for certain situations. For instance, securing a mortgage for an LLC in the first place can be difficult. Likewise, transferring a mortgage from your name to an LLC might trigger a due on sale clause. Basically, your entire mortgage would become due immediately. If your bank does allow you to transfer the mortgage to an LLC, you might be required to provide a personal guarantee. This guarantee might undermine the liability protection of an LLC since you are still technically responsible. While it's possible to navigate these situations, be sure to consult your bank and a CPA or real estate attorney to help you sort out the particulars. Now, let me talk about what is the best way to register your LLC for your Airbnb business. Step 1. Choose a state to register your LLC. You should incorporate your LLC in states where your Airbnb properties are listed. If you have different properties in different states, then you can create your LLC in all these states. In specific, business-friendly states like Delaware or Nevada can be a good place to start. You can register your LLC in these states easily even if you live in another country. Step 2. Choose a name for your LLC. You'll need to create an original name for your LLC. Generally, you should always do some research in your chosen state to avoid picking a name that already exists. Along with that, you'll need to include a designator for an LLC, normally by adding suffixes like LLC or Limited Liability Company. For example, Bio Trading, LLC, or Ace Management, Limited Liability Company. Step 3. Appoint a registered agent. In general, you must have a registered agent for your LLC. Simply put, a registered agent is a person, individual or company, who receives legal papers and has responsibility for filing for your Airbnb business. Your registered agent must have a physical address in the state where you incorporate your LLC. Step 4. Create your LLC's operating agreement. Even though most states don't require it, all LLCs with 2 or more members should have an operating agreement. It is a document that outlines the operation and the agreements between the owners of your LLC. Step 5. File Article of Incorporation with Secretary of State. After that, you must file the Certificate of Formation with your Secretary of State's Business Entities, Division, and the Office of the Judge of Probate to officially incorporate a new domestic limited liability company. The state filing cost for LLCs is between $100 to $750, and it depends from state to state. The filing fee for foreign LLCs is usually a bit more than domestic LLCs. A domestic LLC means that you are already a resident of the state you live in and want to build a business in that state. Foreign LLC, on the other hand, is for people living outside a U.S. state but wanting to start a business or a franchise of their business in that specific state. With that said, most businesses would be applying for a domestic LLC. You can file the Certificate of Formation online or by mailing it to the Secretary of State. Expect the LLC certification process to take approximately 2 weeks. This is 3 to 4 days for the probate judge and 10 days for the Secretary of State. Step 6. Obtain an EIN. An EIN or Employer Identification Number is a federal tax ID issued by the IRS. They use your EIN to readily identify your firm and tax filings. All LLC firms in the USA pay a business privilege tax, and the state requires you to have an EIN to file. You may also be required to provide your EIN when opening a bank account or applying for municipal permits or licenses. Obtaining an EIN is a slightly longer process compared to their previous steps. I'm sure you know anything to do with the IRS is confusing. First, you must have complete knowledge of your LLC, such as your company information, managing member information, business address, business information, company details, and even critical information regarding vehicular assets and federal excise taxes. This is another reason why getting a professional registered agent is way more convenient, as they can do this for you as part of their service. Now, let's talk to form an LLC, and that is hiring a professional formation service. Professional formation services do all the steps you should be doing on your own, from filing necessary forms to acting as your registered agent. You usually have to allocate a specific budget for this option. Incfile is one of the best companies out there to help you form your LLC. You can click on the link in the description to get access to this deal. Incfile is one of a kind as it offers a free package with services such as preparing and filing your articles of organization. Well, you still have to pay $237 for the state fees, which you would have to do anyway if you chose the DIY option. But looking at the bigger picture, all other companies will still charge their service fee on top of state filing fees. Incfile does not collect this fee. This plan already includes a free registered agent for your first year of subscription, and $119 annually moving forward if you decide to continue the service after the first year. Incfile's next packages are the Gold and Platinum packages, which both have package fees already on top of the $237 state fee. Each package has its own set of services which are all worthy of the subscription you are paying for. The Gold package offers you the benefits of filing reports and taxes for your LLC. Every year, USA LLCs are required to file a state annual report. This report is essentially an information update of your file so that the state knows who is now in charge and how to contact your company. USA LLCs are also required to file state tax returns. To make matters even more complicated, your annual report and business privilege tax share a document and are due at the same time each year. With the IncFiles Gold package, you won't have to scribble notes of these reports because IncFile will handle the whole process for you. Your Platinum package also has these services in the bag with the unique addition of expedited filing, getting a domain name, and a business email which essentially increases your LLC's credibility. IncFile also has an exclusive partnership with Bank of America so you can easily open an eligible checking account for your business. Yes, it is a must for your LLC to have a business account. Remember, an LLC has limited liability, for it is a separate entity from its members. You may forfeit your liability protections if you combine your personal and business money, and this is where the term, piercing the corporate veil, comes into play. Piercing the corporate veil is an LLC jargon that refers to the court's action to hold you as the owner or member of an LLC, personally liable for the LLC's debts or actions. Now, if you have been sued by some lawyer who sees a crack in your LLC, they might resort to piercing the corporate veil in which you are in any position defeated. This is why opening a separate bank account for your LLC is so important. Do you like the level of detail I'm providing you in my review so far? If yes, then make sure to let me know by liking my video and hitting that subscribe button for more high-quality business content.